Welcome back to Westwood Engineering. Today we're going to talk a little bit about using the shell feature in SOLIDWORKS. And I've got a part up here that we've been working on. We've been making this in class. And essentially it's just a bunch of different patterns. I've got a circular pattern, linear pattern, two linear patterns. And then we've done a little bit of more complex geometry to create a star in a sketch with a sketch circular pattern. Well, now it's time to shell it. So to shell it just means to hollow out, and the best way I can describe this is like scooping ice cream out of a pail, and you're told leave a little bit in the pail. So you leave 1/8 of an inch all the way around, but you scoop out the middle, and we're going to remove some material. So how much material? Quite a bit. Let's look at our volume right now on this part. It's 9.09 cubic inches as it sits right now. To use the shell feature, go over here to the Features tab, select the shell button, and now you're going to set the parameters for the shell. Now in this instance I tell you to shell it out at 0.050 inches or 50 thousandths of an inch. So that's right up here. This is the parameter, how much I'm going to leave around the perimeter. 0.050. Now click this show preview. That's really handy. What that'll let you do is to see what you're going to shell out. Now let's take a look at the body or the side we're going to start scooping out of. So I flip my model over and I click on this back edge. It's termed as face 1. Now the preview kind of shows me what's going to go on, but once I hit the check mark, it shows it real well. And what I've just done is I've just scooped out all the material, and I've left a 50 thousandths border around each hole in here. So as you can imagine, sequence matters here. So let me stop for a second and rearrange the sequence of my model and do my shell earlier on. Okay, I'm back and I've taken my shell off, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my rollback bar and I'm going to go ahead and roll back prior to my fillets. And I'm going to apply that same shell command now. So I'll go ahead and click on the shell button. 50 thousandths is already selected. Choose the surface I want to shell. Show preview, and here it is. So now I've got it shelled out, but now watch what happens when I apply my fillets. Ooh, the fillets break, and the reason that the fillets break is because I don't have enough material left to actually apply a fillet here. So that shell doesn't work when I move it out of sequence. And all I got to do is actually drag it, and I can put it beneath my fillet number 3, and it works fine. So you'll see that that shell actually accommodates the fillet on the opposite side of the shell. So that's an important idea. Let's go back and do it one more instance here. So I'm going to drag this shell now, and I'm just going to go ahead and drag this shell way up here. And I'm going to do it before I've done any of my cuts. So I've done that, and I've got an error down here in the second fillet. That error is still there, but take a look at what happens here. Interestingly enough, if I put the shell before I do the cuts, I shell the part out and then I'm cutting through it, so I don't have that inner border around those. So I'll grab that shell and pull this back down again to the bottom. And you'll see quite a different outcome of it. So order matters when you shell. Be sure that you have all your contours in your model done and all the holes cut that you'd like to shell around before you do the shell. And you'll also want to take a quick look here and see what the volume is of the model before you submit it. So here's my finished model. Mine is colored. Yours doesn't have to be. You can turn this sketch right here off so it's not visible if you'd like to make it a little bit prettier. And then choose Evaluate tab, Mass Properties, and you'll see I'm 2.5 cubic inches even. Thanks for watching.